about to reveal should not come as a surprise to anybody who's watched my channel for any length of time. In the very first introductory video that I did, I said I did not particularly like to talk about the Illuminati, and you're about to find out why. First off, does the Illuminati even exist? Well, I don't know. I've never been approached or talked to anybody claiming to be in the Illuminati. All the stories of bloodlines and bankers are just that, someone else's stories, which means they're hearsay. Hearsay doesn't stand up in court. Only eyewitness testimony does. You want to shut down a prosecutor real fast, object to everything he says is hearsay. He has no first-hand knowledge of it himself. It's all recounts of other people's stories. It's hearsay. So I can't tell you whether or not they exist in the form that everybody's claiming they exist. I do know that they exist as a form of thought for many people, but is there a global banking elite led by the Rothschilds? I don't know, man. I don't. However, are there people in high places that have occult knowledge that use that occult knowledge for their benefit? Absolutely. And I know this because as a person involved in the occult myself, I recognize the occult symbolism being thrown around. Now, the big one that everybody gets hung up on, the pyramid and all-seeing eye. People will tell you that's an Illuminati symbol. No, it's not. It's a symbol that the Illuminati use, but it does not mean Illuminati. People will say, well, it means that everybody else is at the bottom of the pyramid and they're at the top of the pyramid, and, well, that's more of an attribute than the actual meaning. I've said it before that symbols don't mean just one thing. That's why there's so much power in them. The main meaning of the pyramid and the eye, which I've hinted at before and pretty much flat out told you in the last lesson, is that what you focus on manifests. The pyramid has always represented manifestation into physical reality. You can't do it with one point. You can't do it with a line of 2 points. You need 3 points to make a triangle, which is the first plane of manifestation. You need a 4th point, making a pyramid, to bring the manifestation into 3-dimensional space. That's just basic sacred geometry, folks. The eye represents the mind's eye, the third eye. So what you have in your mind and you're visualizing and you're focusing on is what manifests. I mean, it's that simple. So what's the deal with the capstone being removed? Well, if you look at the alchemical symbolism for the elements, the upright triangle with the line through it, capstone removed, corresponds with the element of air, which in turn corresponds with thoughts. Focusing the thoughts of the mind to bring it about, i.e. manifestation. Wow. Big mystery solved. I'm sorry it was so anticlimactic for people. And yes, I'm aware that there are 4-sided pyramids, but it's all a play on the same thing, the same concept. With the capstone on a 4-sided pyramid, now you have 5 points, which corresponds with movement, direction. The lower pyramid has 8 points now, which corresponds to thoughts. The Sephiroth of Had, form, the form it's going to take. Add those together, you get the number 13, and you add the 1 and the 3 together, you get 4, which is the number of physical manifestation. Directing the thoughts for manifestation. So where's the big nefarious world domination plan involved in that? Well, see, they're not the ones doing the focusing and manifesting. They just merely divert your attention to where they want to focus it. And by doing so, it's the people's energy that is doing the manifesting. They get everybody focused on racial issues, so that racial tensions will spike. See, most of the things they get people focused on are things that divide people. When you focus on what you don't want, you get more of what you don't want. It's the one thing the movie The Secret got right. So when you focus on the Illuminati and FEMA cams and martial law and economic collapse, you're contributing your energy to those things. So am I saying ignore the problems and they'll go away? Well, not necessarily. But if you want a world without those things, you need to focus on a world without those things. The one who controls the focus controls the mind, and therefore controls the manifestations. Because every time they get you focused on the things that they're diverting your attention to, it could have been spent focusing on your own life. And now you know why I said that I don't particularly care to focus on the Illuminati, but that it needed to be addressed. Because I don't care to contribute to that. They're not worth my attention, and they're certainly not worth yours. Recognize it and counter it by focusing on what it is that you do want, instead of all the problems, issues, and nonsense that they keep directing your attention to. Which isn't going to be easy because they're very, very good at this method. So, that's the big mystery of the eye and pyramid revealed. It's a representation of the method they use. People are so concerned with them controlling the banks and the money and the economics and the government and the law. What they really control the most is the attention of the masses by way of the media for their own manifestation purposes. So learn to focus your mind on the things that you do want, and they'll have nothing to work with. See you next time.